Barbados Met Services setting up some 100 automatic weather stations across the island. That's our top story in our Barbados Today morning news update for Monday, April the 16th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Meteorological authorities here are in the process of setting up some 100 automatic weather stations across Barbados. Acting Deputy Director of the local Met Services, Sabu Best, tells Barbados Today that these stations, in the form of data gathering and observation instruments, would allow authorities to identify exactly where flooding will take place and its intensity. Best disclosed that 6 of them have already been installed in the airport area, the homes in St. Philip, the Bell St. Michael, and in St. George.
Actually, there was a map that we actually have. It shows you the location and the observation stations that we have and also CMH have. And so that gives us a general idea where these stations are, where we need to have these stations or new stations located to better give us data or read out what's going on in particular areas, regardless if we have radar or satellite imagery. It's actually better to have the ground truth from actual stations. So one of the other things we were looking to do was to actually to pull in data from the public, because there are tons of automatic stations out there they probably actually own and operate. Some might not be working 100% or might not be calibrated properly, but there are a lot of them, and we can actually lean on the public to actually get data into our servers to actually generate almost real-time products.
Best said it is hoped that 10 additional stations could be established by year-end, but that would depend on access to properties identified. The Barbados Met Services is working in collaboration with the Caribbean Institute of Meteorology and Hydrology. Its principal, Dr. David Farrell, even went further to say that his agency, which trains and certifies all Met officials, would soon be able to issue early warnings of atmospheric conditions which would impact the health of people in the region.
We can start looking now at the transmission of Sahara dust in the region, so we can start issuing health forecasts. And this is something that we are looking at in terms of moving forward, is the ability to issue health forecasts, the ability to issue forecasts for different sectors, whether it's the agricultural sector, the water sector, and so on. So this is really where we see benefit, and we see some level of innovation by producing these products at the scale that people can use them at.
In other news now, former opposition Barbados Labour Party candidate Gregory Nichols claims that a public housing project in St. George is being placed beyond the means of ordinary citizens due to charges attached to the units. Addressing a BLP St. James North meeting at Lower Carlton in support of candidate Edmund Hinkson, Nichols said any new owner of a house on that development would be made to pay high monthly sewage services.
And as I understand it now, next to St. George Secondary School, that development out there was supposed to be for low-income housing. Low-income workers in Barbados cannot qualify. And to add insult to injury, this government is so hell-bent on making sure that the Maloney's of this world are happy financially, that people are being asked to sign covenants where the sewage treatment plant that they put it up there, you as a householder will pay the developer $100 a month for sewage treatment for the rest of eternity.
Media icon Al Jilks is advising members of the fraternity not to trade their time-tested and proven traditional values of information dissemination for the unregulated social media craze. Delivering the feature address at last evening's special general meeting and relaunch of the Barbados Association of Journalists, now the Barbados Association of Journalists and Media Workers, at the Dalkeith Road headquarters of the National Union of Public Workers, Jilks urged his colleagues against adopting the free-for-all social media norms.
I believe that everything that goes wrong comes back around. And I believe that the day will soon come when enough people will start recognizing that what is happening on social media isn't in their best interests. You cannot, you gotta take it with people say with a pinch of salt, right? Because more and more people see that and what is scaring people to the fact that it becomes almost automatic when you get a photograph of some person, right? To immediately send it to all your friends.
At last evening's relaunch of the rebranded media organization, yours truly was elected president. Amanda Lynch Foster of The Nation Publishing is vice president, while CBC's Ryan Brooms is general secretary. Senior reporter with Barbados Today, Marlon Madden, is the treasurer, and CBC's sports reporter Anne-Marie Burke is public relations officer. The three floor members are Lisa Lord and Anthony Admiral Nelson of CBC, as well as motoring news publisher Trevor Thorpe.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region. Now, the cost of owning a land and house package in St. Lucia is set to go down this year. So says Chairman of the National Housing Corporation, Timothy Mangle, who outlined his ambitious plans for the sector in a media interview prior to the start of Tuesday's Senate sitting on the appropriations bill. $1.5 million has been allocated in the 2018-2019 budget for the housing construction program.
We are making very good progress with SHOCK, with the design of SHOCK, and also we are looking at some other areas that I think that I would not give the details now, but basically I can tell you that the cost of owning a land and house package will go down. We're not going to see those exorbitant prices like $300 a square foot or $250 a square foot for an incomplete structure, as in the case of the Moshi development. But we are more likely to see prices of $80,000 for a starter home and house and land package in the region of $110,000 in St. Lucia. And that would be made very affordable for our people.
And on the international scene, pro-European Union politician Milo Djukovic has won Montenegro's presidential elections. We hear more in this Euronews report.
The 56-year-old has dominated politics in the former Yugoslav Republic for almost 25 years and stepped down as Prime Minister in 2016. He led Montenegro to independence from its much larger neighbour Serbia in 2006 and took the small Balkan country into NATO last year. Mladen Bonajic, a businessman backed by an alliance of parties, including some wanting closer ties with Russia, was set to come second. Before the election, Bojanic, an economic expert and former lawmaker, accused the ruling party of corruption and links to organised crime, following a spike in crime-related violence.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.